had a tough time up front against Leicester and France, and it's rare that South African teams are out-muscled.
Oh, massively so. You could tell there's a sense of fatigue. They've won the Tri-Nations, they've beaten the Lions, and they're sort of crawling towards the end of their season. But they fully appreciate with 2 more internationals to go after this, tonight is a chance to get their tour back on track.
Immediate contest from the kick-off, and Saracens pile in, but it's the Springboks that decide to put the ball through the hands, and abrasive tackling coming in from Bredan initially. Advantage being played to Saracens, and a very kickable penalty.
Retuvie being one of the players of the season so far. Saracens played 7, won 7, and while Schultz, Brits and the forwards have been getting a lot of the credit, that man, defensively brilliant, saved them against Northampton, saved them against London Irish. South Africans saw an opportunity. They went to Jean Diesel, the big number 6. They thought we can run this from deep. Smashed by Retuvie, penalty 1, and a chance for Huchard, the blue bull, the Saracen, to kick it in and kick Saracens into an early lead. There's the big hit. Jean Diesel played for emerging Springboks against the Lions in the summer. Big ball carrier, big man, but upright. South Africans fancy their own physicality. They don't mind running in upright because they think they'll beat you with their upper body strength. But Retuvie, massively strong centre.
So here is the 8-cap South African. Got his last Springbok cap in 2007, and still only 26, so you'll feel there's some international rugby left in him. And he nails 3 into the Springboks inside 90 seconds.
Anyone from the Blue Bulls, anyone from the High Veld knows how to kick a ball. True strike, launched it through the uprights. And it's exactly what the massive crowd here just wanted. Something to get the voices going, something to get the crowd into the match. Perfect start for Brendan Venter's team.
Not the most convincing way to clear the lines, and now immediately the Springboks get a chance to nullify that Huchard penalty.
Big error from the Saracens boys. Always at the most vulnerable, it seems, after you've scored points. Vickers van Heerden the captain took the kick-off, should have taken it up, put his scrum up under real pressure, big chase, and then de Kock, a terrible left-footed clearance. From it you can see all the Saracens in front of the kicker, and the man with the handlebar moustache knows he's just given 3 points straight back again.
So there's Pino, who came off the bench on Friday against France, that match that they lost 2013 in Toulouse. Now with an easy sighter.
I appreciate the jury might be out on that man as a goal kicker, but as a rugby footballer, quite exceptional rugby player, Ruben Pienaar. Playing fly half at the moment, he's played scrum half, he plays full-back, he can play on the wing. Just your absolute dictionary definition of a brilliant utility rugby player.
So 3 points apiece, 3 minutes gone. Nicely taken. Back at 6'8". He was on the bench in Toulouse as well. See the power coming off the base there from Gita. Vickers van Heerden, the 6th for South Africa, for Saracens, World Cup winner, so he knows so many of these players so well.
Anyone worried that this might be a friendly Tuesday night run around, that has been blown out of the windows in the first couple of minutes. Smashing into people, the South Africans looking to run it from deep. Saracens defending athletically. There's Potgieter, he runs up, charges in. Big tackles coming in, flying in. Nice early start. Opportunity for both sets of forwards to feel some meat on their shoulders.
And perhaps surprisingly, South Africa have had real question marks about their scrum. Leicester exposed them, and France didn't take prisoners either, Will.
No, absolutely. Barcelo, I mean, if you haven't seen this guy, well, can't wait till the Six Nations to watch him. The loose head prop. You know, I thought Gethin Jenkins was untouchable as a loose head in World Rugby at the moment. Quite superb in the loose. Shoved them all over the shop in the second half in the scrum, the French, and just showed that whereas most people try to plan around a way to play South Africa, let's avoid the physicality, let's move them around. The French said, you know what, you come to our backyard, we'll take you down to Toulouse, away from Paris, forget about the big-money game. This is the heartland of French rugby, and they absolutely flew into them, and it was a lesson for any team. Yes, they might be a superior physical team, but you've got to match them there first before you can go and play in other areas of the field.
Pickemall also was superb, really attacking the South African psyche. And free kick now going to Saracens, so they've already got one decision going their way.
Engaging too early. James Jones, the referee, informing us with the hand signals. I'll take his word for it.
Saracens call the scrum.
The head poking up at the back of that last scrum, that's Ashley Johnson. If he gets a chance, there he is at the back. Big ball carrier against Leicester Tigers. Massive man, he's in behind people like Pierre Spies in terms of the Springbok jersey.
He is still dynamite, isn't he?
Absolutely. And they're just proud. It's like the back of the scrum, the sort of Lawrence Dallaglio just poking. What's going on? What can I see? Right, get in there, lads. I'm right behind you.
Saracens. Now, the skipper takes it up. Switching now, and South Africa just about to get across, all right, to snuff out any sort of space that Sarri thought they were going to exploit. Strauss getting in there, trying to slow it up. Good work there. Hargreaves, late addition to the starting lineup, gets his hands on it, and Adams just passes back so that the clearance can be made.
It's a great turnover there, great turn. Derek Huchard, the fly half, just found himself isolating. If you're a diminutive little fly half, you do not want to find yourself up against a South African back row. They were all over him like a cheap suit. He had no chance. You can see there. Back row is the front row hunting him down.
Over the back was a small knock on there from Manny Adams, the Bulls player.
That's the pressure South African lineouts always put on you. You've got to be inch perfect. They lift, they challenge, they make sure people get up in the air. There goes Becker, he's such a big man. You stretch Joubert to his absolute limit. On that occasion, the error was made, and the Boks get the scrum.
Xander Linden, the Leinster player on this near side, been whistled up late to the tour. They've had their injury problems up front. And Hooker, there are question marks over Bismarck Duplessis, Scout Berger. Both of them have got rib injuries. They're delaying the Springbok announcement till Thursday. Adams trying to make amends, a little bit high.
Yeah, he was running very low, he's about 2 foot off the ground, no chance of getting him anywhere else apart from around the shoulders.
Still flattened. Up it goes. Cato went calling for it, but it was taken by the fullback Horak. South African born, back for England, and Sarries just having a look to see what opportunities there might be out wide. Tanguy Thakimbau will not manage to exploit anything there.
Oh, Huchard was furious there. Furious. Ndungane came in from the right wing to try and shut it down. That was spotted by Derek Huchard. He sees the man coming in for the intercept. He floats in and he just wants either Ratuvu or Tanguy Thakimbau to come to attack the ball. With space out there and fumbled it. Real disappointment there for Saracens. Even though Brendan Venter said, let's make sure we win. When there's been chances so far, Saracens have looked to move it.
Brother of Selosi Tanguy Thakimbau, London Irish, a phenomenal try scorer.
If Tanguy Thakibau's half as good as his brother, he will be an absolute superstar, tearing up the Guinness Premiership the last couple of seasons. And Heine Adams still struggling to get back up from that high knock. The ball was loose from the scrum, wasn't it? As scrum halves have to do so often. Tidies up and meets a forward coming the other way. Here we go. The ball pops out, fumbles, and then as he picks up, gets half an opportunity. And munched by Maurits Botha.
Well, he'll want to carry on because he's had to wait so much of his career behind Fourie du Preez at the Bulls and for the box. He'll be enjoying pitch time.
I mean, I've got to be honest, any scrum half in the world, literally any scrum half in the world would have to wait for their chance with Fourie du Preez. The outstanding scrum half of the past 3 years in the World Cup of 2007. Had to be the player of the tournament. Brilliant against the Lions. Superb in the transition every time he plays. He wins the Currie Cup, he wins the Super 14. He's done it all, hasn't he, Fourie du Preez? Quite brilliant scrum half.
He's just been nominated as NIRB World Player of the Year.
Oh, I picked those. I'm on the panel for that. Is he? Good man.
Big hit again going in there. Ooh. It is full on. Adams back on his feet, burrowing away for that ball. Gita cut down by Vickers van Heerden. It is Johnson. Really managed to get a head of steam up there, but he does blast his way into the defensive line.
Technically fantastic tackle by Neil de Kock. That's what it was. Much bigger man coming around the corner. Just chopped him down at the knees. There's Rutuba again. That's the fourth big hit he's put in already, and then he bounces off, gets himself back out in the back line.
Oh, massive hits again, and they're not going for the legs. Radavou is back on Strauss forward. He was going right at his chest, wasn't he? Strauss having another go. There's Vivian making the tackle. Becker, oh, it's monstrous defensive work from Saracens. Really hungry, and there's their reward.
Yeah, so many teams now focus so much on defence. I was watching before the game, kick-off training with Andy Farrell, one of Rugby League's greats. There he is. Quite stunning defensive line press so far from the Saracens, and he's there at the heart of it. Sort of played loose forward or played fly half for Wigan and Great Britain, and it's this charge. There's Rutuva again, everywhere. If you want to take on these international teams, you've got to shut their space down, don't let them find any rhythm, and there he is again, a second later, Rutuva. Joubert goes low, Rutuva goes high, man grounded.
Yeah, he had a good hit on his opposite number, Wanda Younger, who's from Western Province, just 21, but already we have a change up front. Bredan de Preez, who was due to start, now comes on. More changes up front. Far from a stable scrum from there, but the ball comes back and up it goes. Very high. Rose waiting for it, and he's electric if they give him a chance to run, but just about caught there. Vivian, the tackler. Better ball as the Springboks look to try and get round the outside, but Cato is rapid.
Great shape from Earl Rose. What I really enjoyed then was the distribution, the international distribution of both Pienaar and Olivier. So it separates the club sides, the club players from the international players. With Earl Rose, the kick's got to be a bit shorter. You've got to get him in traffic early on. He can absolutely cut you apart if he gets a chance. You need to get him man and ball, try and put him off. And as the ball comes back, it's a superb piece of handling from both Pienaar and Olivier. But good defensive work from Neil Cato.
Pienaar goes up and snaffles that. Again, very challenging lineup. Nice pop off the tackle for Bogida to get South Africa up and now over halfway. Still the tackles come thumping in. Up from Adams, so Rose is looking.
Missed time jump. John Diesel again, 2 or 3 big carries. Clearly the big number 6 is going to be used to make some dents in the Saracens' wall. But as the ball goes up in the air, you know, fullbacks aren't becoming like goalkeepers. They're not an overprotected species. Sometimes you're worried that the referee's giving the benefit of the doubt, but going up with big traffic, they need to be protected.
Nice take. Ruiz was spinning to try and make sure that ball stayed in. All right. Now, lots of time for South Africa to counter. Actually, Johnson decides to willy that one up in the air. Cato. We could probably feel the thunderous hooves of Ashley Johnson coming down towards him.
Unusual for the big number 8 to kick it, but big change. Cato, there's still question marks over balls going up on the air on him and his defence, but brilliant runner.
Right, gets his way past a couple, but just tackled there by Nokwe.
Green line, just waiting for, isn't it? Forcing you to kick. Forcing you to kick when you have to.
Ashley Johnson just lining up those 3 men and looking to flatten them.
They drop Pienaar back and they drop Earl Rose for an opportunity to counter.
And Rose deciding to pop it up himself. Who had the blue ball, getting caught. Is he isolated? Springboks are going hunting. Saracens back where they started.
And under more control now, they can drop 3 back, the South Africans, away for the poor kick. Johnson now, Pienaar, this time under Ngani. The green line waiting, forcing the kick, and the backfield men.
And they were waiting to fly up to the man that was going to take that, Vivian, who coughed it up. There's the turnover. The opportunity now arrives just outside the 22.
Yeah, absolutely. When they've got 3 defenders back waiting for the kick, it sort of almost forces you to run, but they've got that massive green line. Wait, look at the pressure. Who wants that? Oh, slightly high ball from de Kock. He must have felt it was going to Van Heerden with the pod, the 3 players. Instead he went to Vivian on his own, and who wouldn't take his eyes off the ball?
Bredan Venter's been so successful, hasn't he, at Saracens? He's given them identity, leadership, spirit, so much more. 7 from 7. What a thumbprint.
Simple things done well, that's all he wants. Just start with basics. Didn't play a lot of rugby at the start of the season, got the momentum going. And anyone who thinks Saracens aren't playing a lot of rugby now are wrong. They are now beginning to play as the confidence has come.
Adams deciding to straighten. Gets lassoed. Vivian getting bounced. Radavu coming in, trying to make another big hit. Gita on the 22. It's a central penalty. It's 3 points if they want it.
Another high tackle on Heinie Adams.
Number 6, high tackle.
I think it might have been Maurice Botha again, which would have been his 2nd high tackle. I'm not quite sure. But again, the little guy. No, on this occasion it was Vickers Van Heerden, the high tackle. Such low-slung runner, Heinie Adams. So he darts around the corner. If you're 6'5", 6'6", second row or back row, so often find yourself going high. He dodges out of Mount in the air, so he's caught high. Caught high again. He knows he's in a game, does Heinie Adams.
Showing the physicality. Here's de Kock. As he slips that one through the uprights, and the Springboks get into the lead. Remember, the Springboks still looking for their first win on the tour. Peter de Villiers wouldn't have been happy with that loss to Leicester and then going down 2013 to France in front of 37,000 in Toulouse last Friday.
Yeah, after the season they've had, they'll be very disappointed with any sort of defeat.
Lovely restart, and so nearly taken by Ernst Hubert, but
Greens.
that full throttle didn't quite manage to take it. The Springboks, a little bit of adventure and nicely straightened to give the opportunity maybe for the first try of the evening. Beautiful interplay there, And what a try is it coming! The 6'8" Andres Becker stretches, and is the score being given? What adventure.
They've shown their intent all night. They went from deep. Van der Fear, lovely hands. Earl Rose, such pace. He's asking, has the try been scored? Always interested to know what question they've asked. So, not checking there's any trouble with the ground. He just wants a definitive answer. Too far behind. Becker, foot is in. Oh, now then, might want to have another little look. To me, foot might be in touch there, but it might be going in again anyway. No, Cato. Yeah, he's in touch. If we just roll, go down the line, left foot, left foot, left foot, left foot. Not there, not yet, not yet, not yet. And in touch. Great tackle, no, Cato. Great tackle, but brilliant rugby. Magnificent running from depth and pace and support.
Must be so easy for Becker just to give the pass and give up, but he carried on supporting, didn't he?
And he's 6'9", 6'10", and about 19 stone. He ran like a basketball player.
Irritated that he can't talk about that phenomenal try, that he would have felt he started and then finished. Now we'll try and unpick the Saracens line-out. Saracens struggling at line-out time. And there's the South Africa pod just resetting. Adams gets his hands there, and they've got the penalty, and good leg drive, getting a little bit of momentum. Now the ball gets whipped wide. Rose, little flip. Oh, it's beautiful interplay to find the hooker, Adrian Strauss.
They're just bullying at the moment. They're just winning the gain line battle. The big men, they stole the line out. Diesel, Potgieter, Johnson, all big carries. Pienaar's enjoying the quick ball they're getting. They're looking to play. Earl Rose has brought his box of tricks tonight. They have to take the points. They have to take the points. They've lost 2 games on this tour so far. Fair play to them for the spectacle. Brilliant.
Lovely back flip from Rose.
He'll have heard the call from the outside. He'll know, he'll trust his man there. Nice big space. Much prettier than it looks.
Here is Strauss. Becker. All of them making an impression early on, but Saracens at a crucial moment managing to turn it over. Nearly a quarter of the game gone, and a chance then to clear their lines, but the Springboks are all back. Cato's up quickly, just saved that try, making sure no quick line-out can be taken.
Great for entertaining rugby, but I don't understand why they didn't take the points. This is the counter-attack that's got them there. Olivier, good hands. Earl Rose attacks Scouse, sucks people in. Vivian outnumbered there. Becker, Cato just caught a bit narrow. Should have let Becker run a little bit more, but then does well. Horak, good tackle. Cato tracks, and just the strength to drag his left foot into touch.
Lovely ball off the tail of the line-out. Ball being whipped across Rose, lovely hands again. And Dungani on the end of that. Adams enjoying the ball that he's getting, and Becker maybe a little bit of anger and frustration into contact there, not quite managing to score that try. There are numbers here. Beautiful passing, and Cato steps in and snuffs it out.
Had to give it on the 2-on-1.
Rose coming into the line and enjoying the space that he's getting. Pienaar just waiting and checking to see what options he's got, but Johnson ploughing his way around the narrow side.
And just got isolated. South Africa box, ready to move it right, but a really bad missed opportunity. There's been some great hands. Earl Rose, Wan de Jong. They've all been using lovely ball in front of the man, inviting their men onto it.
Well, Saracens have had to take quite a few blows inside the 22. They get a chance to breathe, and It's just up on a plate for South Africa to put them under pressure again. Ora going up and catches that one well.
Let it come, Greens, back ball.
The cut up the middle once more. Pinar looking for space. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? So delicate, so precise.
It's just a lovely rugby player to watch. Does so much time on the ball, but they should. I felt a chance earlier on, missed. Again, wonderful pass there. Give it quick hands, and then Ashley Johnson. Yes, there's Mike Horak covering, but there's people coming around the outside. The ball stays away from the contact area. It stays quickly. He's got better hands than that. There's been some great hands from him already in this game. Missed opportunity. Dickie Muir will not be happy.
Minyaka just about gets it Sarri's way, the ex-Golden Lions player. Chased by Tangi Thakimbao. Rose not maybe getting the distance that he wanted. Knock on from Melk. There's Melk, born in Cape Town, ex-Western Province, and Stormers. There's such a South African strain running through there, and you can imagine players such as Melk dreaming of playing for the Springboks now gets his chance to make something of a statement.
Saracens done it much more subtly, wasn't it? In the last season, it's going to be London, South Africa. We're all going to be South Africa. They backed off on the PR front. No, we're still going to be Saracens. Slowly but surely, they've crept in under the radar.
Not necessarily the star signings, but
Straight and square.
Saracens have been effective with the spine, such as Van Heerden.
He's been wonderful for them this season. So many tackles on the blindside flank. Just works hard. Real team man. Just what Venter wanted and was talking about in his interview.
And the power and the pace that the Springboks are trying to put on this ball, really attacking that defensive line. Strauss thumping his way there. Adams. And Dupree. He's quite relentless, and Springboks no doubt feeling that with patience and precision an opportunity will come, and so will the first try. Johnson taking the ball out of the tackle, just popping it up, and Rose is all over the place.
Back, space, push back, push back.
He is quite a live wire.
Testament to Saracens' reorganisation, really.
On the 22, the Springboks continue. Such competitiveness in every facet of this game.
Absolutely, both go up on the high ball. De Kock finds himself in a contortionist position, but the Springbok had hold of it first. Knockway went up, had it. Ooh, I tell you, De Kock so brave. Look at his legs over his head. Big men coming through him, so brave.
End of a long season. Super 14, Tri-Nations, Currie Cup, Lions.
Here's the up and under. Knockway gets it. Both take it. Fair competition. Who hard in over the top, trying to grapple the ball. Just buried by sheer weight of numbers.
Becker so nearly got home, didn't he?
Went from deep. Earl Rose, nice floated ball over the top. Men aware of in front of him. I just thought Cato got caught a little bit close, but then guns him down, follows, chases, hunts. Big man, isn't it? It's like a blooming cheater on a giraffe, that. Get him down. Just get some sort of body part and hope he trips himself up.
He was off the bench against France on Friday too.
But it just shows you what sort of athletes these second rows are nowadays. Noah Keita is a full-on sprinter, and Becker was almost running away from him.
Trying to say Martin Johnson or Danny Grukop wasn't up for that sort of stuff?
They'd have been in a dark alleyway, sorting something out, making sure we won good ball.
Just how you like it. Elrose. And the double tackle comes in. Adams. Oh, he's nearly away. Switch coming, and still Nokwi gets closer and closer towards that try line. Becker deciding to shift it, nearly linking nicely with Keita.
Oh, it's got Dickie Muir's thumbprints all over this performance tonight. The handling of the sort of second string. There is Dickie Muir on the right. Wonderful ball player in his own time. Western Province in South Africa. Watch this, the angles. Nokwe understands what's going on, pops it up. It's a lovely soft hand. You can tell they've been in France for a week. Watching Clerc and co play like that. Pop move the point of contact, invites him in. Well taken, Nokwe. Good strength to keep hold of it.
Saracens get the free kick and an unpressured way of relieving their lines. And they'll be aware of the likes of Johnson and Rose just waiting for a kick that isn't as accurate as it should be.
Well, Saracens will be delighted. It's only 6-3 at the moment. Territory possession in the last 20 minutes, all being these guys. Big men. Ashley Johnson been a little bit quieter tonight. His time will come. But Keita, the man behind him there, has been everywhere. Number 6, Jean Diesel, big carries.
Adams wanted that ball to bounce and come into his arms. It was up there for a little bit longer than he would have wanted, but he does well. There's Johnson, the 23-year-old. Maybe an example of what the Springboks are trying to do, develop these young players for the next World Cup. The two wingers combine now. The chip goes through, but as every good scrum half will tell you, the clock there just sweeping up, corner flagging, snuffing it out.
It's just an example tonight how South Africa have morphed over the years, whereas you always used to felt they were coming up the middle. Brendan Venter, a centre himself, who, unless he got a big hit on you early or smashed you or ran into you, didn't feel like he was in the game. Whereas this South African team just looking for space, trying to fix runners, decoy runners, and adding pace on it out wide. Been a real joy to watch so far. Deserved more.
Credit to Saracens so far, keeping it at 6-3, but as Becker takes, you feel that this is relentless pressure, and the pressure will result in points soon. One out. Adams telling Johnson to get out of the road and get ready for another surge into the defensive line, and just the bounce and leg drive getting the Springboks a little bit closer. Went backwards, says the referee. Strikes. Adams might feel that this is the time to spin it a little bit wider. Johnson had a hand in that.
Pino was desperate for it. Desperate for it.
Numbers out wide. They've got to score now. It's about picking the timing of the run and maybe the pass. Not needed. Not needed. The shot there tells you the try's been scored.
Pino wanted the phase before, but Johnson did well, held on to, went in, quick ball again. Forwards did the hard damage, slowly but surely. Saracen after Saracen was sucked into the ruck. The ball goes quickly, and De Jong gets in on the end of it. I thought for a second he'd taken the wrong option, but Sarri's drifting towards the touchline, flying that way. There's a chance, Kate, good step. Oh, Ratuvu for once. As Kato goes low, you've got to come in over the top. It goes low there, now hit him. It's got to go down for once, but it's a tremendous piece of strength by De Jong. Just felt he'd been suckered into Muggs Alley as he went there, but then the leg drive to keep going. Great try. It's absolutely nothing less than they've deserved so far. South Africans have been absolutely dominant.
Now for a 10-point lead. Not this time. On the half-hour mark. Now a little bit of breathing space.
lovely combination of backs and forwards. Forwards punched the holes, sucked in the defenders, then with pace they shifted it. Pinar again, the ball in front of the man. He just puts it on a plate for you. Puts it on a plate, invites you on, run at it at pace, attack inside shoulders, and a well-deserved try.
Nicely taken by Gita. Ball stays in field. Hubert just with a hand, and up it goes. Muhan. Gita again goes searching. Oh, great athleticism from the big man, actually, Johnson. Strauss. Another very high kick put into the Wembley sky. The younger the try scorer. Thought he had eaten that one up for an opportunity. No.
Johnson does it well again. I think they all understand that with Rousseau dropping out of the starting team and Kankowski having a loose game in Toulouse, that there is an opportunity for a back row player to force their way into the match day 22 at the weekend. And Johnson, out of the skylights, takes it down superbly.
Scoutberger's got a rib injury. They're unsure about him for the weekend as well. Remember, it's Italy on Saturday for South Africa, and then Ireland to finish.
The performance of Potgieter so far is almost a direct replacement of Schaltberger. There he is, Skulk. Fourie on the front right with the spiky hair. Back is Bota, the giant man, Habana. They're all there, aren't they? It's a World 15.
Oh, special group of players.
This man here. Chase your feet, 17, please.
8 minutes left, and a good chance for Saracens to drive their way down deep into the South African 22, and they haven't had much chance of getting into that area.
Very strange how the Achilles heel on this tour so far has been the South African scrum. Castro Giovanni on the Friday night, a week last Friday, when they downed them, the Tigers down the Springboks at Welford Road, had them in all sorts of pressure. At the weekend, they were 10 points down the French. They came back strongly, and at the heart of it were their forwards and their front five. And here again tonight, on occasion, they've just been let off the hook. They had a free kick in their own 22. The Saracens scrum 1-1. And now Huhard gets an opportunity to get this back to a 5-point ball game, and shouldn't be anywhere near that.
He's certainly got nerve. Aged 19, he scored 26 points for the Bulls in a Currie Cup final back in 2002. He's got self-belief, and he believes, no doubt, this is going over.
Well, I've got to say, it's not the high belt here. This is a proper Wembley pitch. People always talk about how big it is here. That's a full-on 55, 56 metres. And as so happens with your golf swing, when you try and thrash one for the longest drive, it ends up somewhere in the bushes.
It was ambitious.
And I hope we never get to see a replay of it.
Good line out now. We're going to get smashed, and Johnson now goes hunting and finds his man.
Old school move. England, we used to call it clock. 10 to 12. The Lions used it in the summer with Roberts and O'Driscoll. 10 to 12. 13 runs over the top, and he pans it in behind him. Goes to the 12, puts it in behind the runner, but it's so signposted that poor old Huhar's just removing a right rib from his left cheek at the moment.
Oh.
The good news is that's going to hurt. What are these stupid backs moves all about? He says, let me just kick it up in the air.
You're smiling, you horrible man.
That's a centre getting hold of a fly off. It's a very popular move. I saw Leinster use it in the Heineken Cup before. It's got all sorts of options, but if the decoys get it wrong and you signpost it, that's what happens.
So the Premiership table toppers, who have 7 from 7 in the Premiership so far, under the hammer here. So the B-string side went up to Franklin's Gardens, got beaten in the Anglo-Welsh 19-3. You had a feeling that Saracens had their eye on this venue, the Springboks. Nice pick up from Adams, and there's Leffier gets one whack back at him. Massive hit. It's nuclear tackling going in there on Strauss.
Big hits. First of all, Van Heerden, a lot of feeling, he attacked him on his inside shoulder. It's a great line from the line-out. Becker won it down to Adams. The inside centre attacks back on the inside of the defence and smashed by Van Heerden. A great ball retention. 2 men absolutely munched. Keep hold of it, and this time they realise, let's take the points. Off the top of the line, attacks the inside shoulder. Great line, just stops him dead. That's 15 stone stopped in an instant. Round the corner, Pienaar to Strauss. Oh, thank you very much. Is that a fly half making that tackle? Someone made him angry.
So the shot, Pienaar. No. So 11-3 it remains.
It's not just been about the power tonight for South Africa. Very subtle hands. Earl Rose and co. been shifting it nicely. Ball in front of men. Great hands. Rose again. Pienaar always putting men outside there. Soft hands from Arnie Adams. That's Becker. That's Johnson. Dickie Muir will be absolutely delighted. There he is on the right-hand side of his screen. We watched him train last week. It's what it's all about. It's not just about the power now. It's so much easier to find some space and use the space than run straight over the top of someone, as we've found tonight.
Pops up. The referee is quite happy for this one to continue. There is the second try of the evening. And the referee is quite comfortable that that was legal enough. And the South African score goes up to 16. Well in control now.
Challenged immediately the referee, James Jones, but he made the call in the air. As it happened, immediately he said, ball back, Saracen hand. The players knew there's nothing they could do, but the referee's shouting. We need a close-up on that. Michael Horak's furious because Ashley Johnson was all over it. Here we go, let's slow this down. Oh, that's his fingertips, isn't it? That's Ashley Johnson's fingertips. Oh, has to be his hand. Has to be his hand, because he's also hurt his hand because it's ended around the knuckle.
Conversion is good, but so often you see number 8's wait just to hit the 15, but Johnson going up, and there's the reward.
But great kick chase. Great kick chase. Mikey Horak, you see he's getting treatment on his hand. The reason he's getting treatment on his hand because he's taken the old cricket ball on the end of it, broken a couple of knuckles. Who, me, ref?
That is a giveaway, not mine.
But great kick chase. Great competition, bad decision, but good try.
And it comes back Saracens' way. Maybe just before half-time, they'll get a chance to eat into this healthy South African lead. 18-3. Very rarely have they had the opportunity to go into the 22. Went backwards from Vivian's attempted charge. Penalty. Kickable. 3 points taken.
39 minutes on the clock. I think they take it 18-6, just settle it and say, you know what, they got a lucky try that shouldn't have counted. This should be 11-6. We're still in this game, but get within 2 scores. 18-3. They are 3 scores behind. 18-6, back to within 2. Soft penalty. Getting treatment still. Ashley Johnson on that sore hand from that blatant knock-on.
I think that's a Maradona.
Yeah. Horak furious immediately, the fullback. Honest Mike, as we used to know him at the Tigers. So if he goes up, there's the treated hand. I never touched it.
Yeah, just before half-time then. Chance for Saracens to double their score. And with a rare foray into the Springboks 22, they come out with a penalty. But they are still staring down the barrel of a very powerful performance from South Africa, Will.
Yeah, very dominant physically. Pochita, Diesel, Johnson, big runners. Becker's been everywhere. Their weakness has been a scrum on occasion, but behind they've had good hands, and at the moment this is all about Saracens clinging on.
So Saracens on the back end of a couple of tries, and Peter de Villiers just watching his players go into the half-time break. The young are there just having the strength to get over, and the celebrations are all South Africa at the moment. Are they going to notch up their first win of the tour? We'll see. Half-time, 6:18.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have managed to secure my future with Saracens. It's a club that have been really good to me over the years, and I've enjoyed playing here for a long time now. I'm just really happy that I'll be able to come back and play with the great group of lads that we have at the club. Obviously, with all that's happened this season, we had some decisions to make, but ultimately at the forefront of my mind and at the forefront of my decision making was the fact that I wanted to play for Saracens for the long term, really. At the stage I'm at in my career, it was important for me to continue to play at a very high level. It's exciting to be going to play in Montpellier. We've also got a brilliant squad, some great players there who hopefully I can learn from and pick up some things and come back a better player. And obviously I've still got high ambitions in English rugby and still want to achieve much more than I already have. So I think the decision to go away will hopefully stand me in good stead when I come back and kick on with Saracens and hopefully achieve much more. I'll be watching closely and cheering on the lads. I'm hoping they do really well next season. I'm sure they will. The strength of the team spirit, I think, is going to be, takes us back to where we want to be, really. So part of me is really sort of disappointed that I won't be with the boys doing that. But obviously it's a personal decision that I've made. The lads will do great, and I'll be watching really closely, yeah.
Well, at the moment it's all South Africa in that first half here at Wembley. 2 tries, one shouldn't have been, but the crowd definitely, Michael, getting their money's worth at 18-6 here.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. South Africa played most of the game in the Saracens half, and they probably would have scored more tries against worse teams than Saracens, and the defence has been outstanding. I mean, as Will Greenwood said in commentary, this is no Tuesday night run around in the park. It's pretty rugged out there, and it's Saracens' defence has been outstanding, but so has the pace on the ball of the South African team. They've been relentless.
I think Will was saying that the difference between an international side and a club side is just the distribution. Has that been evident in that first half, do you think?
Yeah, you can see that, and Ruan Pino used to be a scrum half, so that's one of his strengths is his passing and distribution. But what's impressed me about him is the amount of time the ball's been in his hand. As soon as he's got it, it's gone again, and he's got such a powerful pass that it just gets his outside backs running onto that ball and running onto that pace.
Okay, let's have a look at the first try, and it was scored by Juan de Jong. And as you were saying, I mean, it was a great finish, really, real strength.
Yeah, matter of time. And I thought he went down the wrong alley here. They had men outside there. He steps inside Noah Cater, gets half a shoulder on him, pulls through that. And the Retuvus, who's been an awesome defender in the first half, just couldn't pull him down.
I was just going to say, I mean, Retuvu, you'd think he's been one of the success stories in the Premiership so far this season, but should you agree with that?
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's used to playing maybe fullback and wing, and they moved him into 13, which is a great choice for him because he's such a strong ball carrier and defender. Yeah. And but all credit must go to Juan de Jong there. I mean, he took a heavy hit from Retuvus early on in the game, and to carry on running at him like he did there to score his try after taking such a big hit is some great guts.
Now the Nokwe try, number one, a couple of offences here, a couple of problems you can talk us through for this.
Yeah,
Why
first
should
of
it
all,
be?
both Johnson and Nokwe are offside there. They're in front of the kicker, so that should have been pulled back Saracens scrum there. And this is just a blatant knock forward. But the referee didn't see it that way. Under the sticks, a lot of the Saracens standing back there pointing at both offences, but it's on the scoreboard. Yep. We saw Johnson afterwards getting a treatment on his hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
fairly obvious when you've broken a finger in the act of knocking the ball on. But then again, we have the use of replays, and the referee didn't for that as well. Now we're talking about I suppose the scope and the dynamism, and at times it's been a little bit lacking for England in recent things. But then you see these simple 2-on-1s, and then a second row at the end showing the pace of a winger.
Yeah, he did well, Andries Becker. As we see there, Jongi Nokwe has got heaps and heaps of pace, and to see a second row challenging a winger like that is just great to see.
I mean, it's also the vision of the South Africans. They've received the ball back in their own 22, and they've seen an opportunity there, and they've played it, and almost ended up scoring down the other end.
Okay, I mean, we don't want to just swing it on to England, but the simple fact is that the kind of thing that they've not been doing. They've been missing these sort of things, playing with their heads up.
Yeah, I think there's a real lack of confidence, it appears to be, in the English side at the moment. They're good players, and it just seems to me that if they're going to err, they err on the safety side, on the conservative side, not wanting to make mistakes, not wanting to trust their ability and their skills, and really chance their hand a little bit.
There's been an air of the dirt trackers here this evening, going out and trying to prove a point to De Villiers ahead of the Italy game, because this is a different South Africa we've seen tonight.
No, it definitely is, and it's a different side compared to the Test side we saw on the weekend, and it's good to see, because against Leicester, the guys, they had opportunity, they came out there and they didn't put their hands up, and tonight a few of the guys are really putting their hands up and saying, pick me, you know.
Okay, we don't want to pick on anyone, but there was one point which was, it brought a few chuckles up here. Poor old Derek Uhard, you'll sympathise as a fly half. Yes. He had a horror 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the Saracens have been on the back foot here for about 20 minutes. He gets one penalty inside his own half, admittedly, and he's cold topped that. I mean, we've all been there, Butch, haven't we? And then he cops they decide to pull a really, move that's been around for a while, and it's been read pretty obviously, and he gets whacked onto his bottom, and not a great couple of minutes for old Derek there.
So you kind of know when you're running that move, when it's gone wrong. You're knowing on the wraparound that you're going to get a big hit.
Exactly, I think we could see even from up there, his eyes got a bit big when he saw Wynand, one of his old teammates that he played with at the Bulls, coming straight for him. I'm sure he was hunting him down, Wynand, just to get one up on his mate, you know.
What would you say about Brendan Fenter, what he's got to tell his team in the half-time change room?
Well, I think we've seen why Saracens is top of the Premiership at the moment. That's outstanding defence out there, but as we've said all along, they've got to score some points now and get a bit of ball down into that territory of the Springboks and actually chance their hand a little bit and try and have a go against them.
Yeah, they haven't scored a bonus point in their 7 wins so far this season, South Africa, Saracens even, but in the second half, their defence will have to be just as sound, and they'll have to find a way through that Springbok defence as well. It is 18-6 to the international side.
So I think my favourite comeback was the Loughborough game, I'd say.
I think mine was Quinn's.
Why?
Mine was because of what the game meant.
The first try that we got that catalyst. I don't think at any point I was properly worrying, thinking, oh God, we're going to lose this, which is ridiculous when you're 20 points down.
What about Alex's speech at half-time?
The silence in that room after he stopped, that was insane.
What about your favourite social?
There's only one to talk about, yeah.
The final.
It's the final.
Yeah. What one?
Yeah, which final?
Oh, I wasn't at the first one.
Oh.
one of those moments you were both at.
Did we break the trophy again?
Many times.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
Well, the crowd here at Wembley has just gone mad. 3 chances for 3 different people to hit the crossbar for £250,000. This fella, first up, has hit the ball. He said what he was going to do with the money if he won it was take the Saracens cheerleaders out of the dinner.
It wasn't a drop kick.
Oh, they're now taking it away from it. We're understanding that they are taking it away from him because it was supposed to be a drop kick. Well, he was, he was a drop away from the best night of his life.
Lipstick everywhere. Still pretty happy, I think.
Unlucky. They surely can't take it away from him. Magnificent drama. OK, let's hear from John Smith whilst everything calms down. He's talking to Alex Payne.
John, box up 18-6 at half-time. Do you feel you've got Sarries where you want them?
That's always a nice return at half-time with the lead. I think it's a pretty lucky try there at the end there, but I suppose against the game you've got to hope for the 50-50 calls going your way. There's lots of work to be done. It's one thing about playing over in your northern hemisphere. You've got to be able to grind out for 80 minutes. So far so good, but there's lots of work to be done.
What's impressed you in that first half, especially from some of the youngsters?
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's just the fact that there are a bunch of youngsters playing in that South African shirt, and they're doing some pretty good things tactically. Keeping ball in the right places, going through the phases up in the opposition's half, and not messing around too much in their own half. And when they did, they nearly scored with a big man going over in the corner and missing out on the touchline.
Sure, we'll give a bit of banter about that later, but in terms of how much has this sort of couple of weeks been in terms of use in testing the strength and depth for the Springboks?
Well, with the midweek games being a thing of the past over the last couple of years, it hasn't really given us much opportunity to blood youngsters, guys showing potential for perhaps 2011 and beyond. So this is a great experience. A lot of these guys on the pitch tonight here will have been doing this for the first time in their careers, and we'll be looking to replicate this over the next couple of end-of-year tours.
Obviously, it was a tricky encounter for you against the French at the weekend. You're bearing the marks of a tough old battle. Are you guys running out of puff after what's been a very long campaign, or are they just little problems that you think you can fix for Italy and Ireland?
I think we'll always talk about who's fatigued at which part of the year. I think it's really a silly excuse. You know, we did a lot of things wrong on the weekend, and sometimes you've just got to look at yourself and learn from that, and this weekend will be an opportunity to fix that.
Good luck against Italy. Nice to see you. Thanks for your time.
Well, I don't mean to be unprofessional, but I didn't hear a word of that because it's chaos in here. I'm just getting confirmation that chap there, the man with no name as of yet, goes home at £250,000 for that kick and goal. Beers are on him. Fantastic stuff. We love it. Let's get... I'm just in shock. The stadium has gone crazy. That young man has just hit the crossbar. It's back on the rugby now, and absolutely the South Africans want to carry on exactly the way they played that first half. Rousseau's in. He played a part in France. He came on off the bench, so he's a giant man being on. They've taken Becker off, so it looks like almost like a straight shootout, perhaps for a second row spot. If they rest Victor Matfield at the weekend for that second row jersey.
He played against Leicester, came off the bench against France. He's involved again. He is really earning his corn on this tour, and again he'll be playing a half to try and extend his 18.6 lead. Scout Bricks, the Springbok, now coming on to try and take a slice out of his countrymen.
Signing of the season so far, that man. Signing of the season, Brits. Been wonderful for them in every game. He counter-attacks like a centre three-quarter, he sprints like a wing, he tackles like a back row forward.
Driven up well, and then knocked on by the Saracens captain. And big hit going in there. Kenny Beckenbauer trying to cut that attack down, and he did extremely well.
You've got an episode of Sport Hurts from Soccer AM going on here tonight. People smashing into everybody. Saw the opportunity to come in and make a dent. Earl Rose has cut him apart with his hands and his silky running. On this occasion, don't give him any time. In your step, ball turned over, chance for a scrum.
I know you're still thinking about that $250,000. Apparently we're going to try and get an interview with him a little bit later in the half.
It just never happens. They set these things that are almost impossible to do for people who've come out in trainers and his golf waterproof. And he's come out and he thought, yeah, I'll have a whack. On the inside of his shin, he spiral bombed it. I mean, Johnny Wilkinson practices that for days and weeks and can't do it. We used to have competitions, golf, tennis, rugby tennis, trying to hit the crossbar. We'd spend hours and hours and couldn't do it. And he's just rocked up. Fair play to him. Sorry to go on about it. It's just absolute. That has made my night. It's a fairy tale for that kid. Get him out here. Get him on the interview. And let's hear what he's got to say about that kick. I want to see how long he's been practicing that in the garden.
Nicely struck attempt at a drop goal, but see how quickly the cheerleaders were congratulating him.
Oh,
marry me, marry me.
Who got there first? Brilliant. Huhard there, an opportunity to try and get him back within 9. Drop goal seems to be the de rigueur at the moment for fly halves off slightly slow ball. But a much better start from Saracens in second half. Just taking a bit of the sting out of the South African power.
Deciding to go short, and too much on that. And so Saracens get themselves a very nice platform early in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And over the past 6-12 months, if the Springboks have had any weaknesses, it's been their defence from midfield scrums. Hugo Monye should have scored in the first test. The All Blacks scored against them from a midfield scrum. They tend to use a floating scrum half who runs around. In this case, it's Francois Huhard who's come off the bench, and it can sometimes put you indecisive. They go back that short side. Saracens are stacked heavily on the left. They'll have watched the Lions go up that side. I think they're undercooked, the South Africans on the right side. Rose doesn't know what he's doing behind the scrum. He's filtering over. And there they go. That's where they want to attack.
Into the 22, and Saracens go to phase 2.
They'd spotted the opportunity. South Africans were undercooked, but a good scrum from the South Africans. Just forced Saracens wide slightly.
Knock on. Right, just had to check his run, didn't he?
Shows they do their video analysis well. They were short on that side. The scrum's just twisted a little bit. There it comes. The scrum half on this occasion, you can see they're shorter numbers, but scramble well. Rose, Francois Huhard, the reserve scrum half, did what I want scrum halves to do from that side. Stay that side, take first man. As soon as you start floating around the back, just indecision between centres on either side. Scrum halves think they're doing a good job, but for me, makes it very difficult for the centre on either side of the scrum to work out which way to go.
Charge down, and maybe Sarri's first try. It is. Cool and composed. And Saracens are going to have to maybe go to the video referee. Charge down on Francois Huhard, giving this opportunity for Ernst Hubert.
Made and scored by South African, unfortunately for the Springboks. So number 8 for Saracens. Good pressure on Huhard, 100%. We've seen enough.
Good pick-up. Seen those not forward.
Low. He's a very classy player. Time on his hands, Schubert.
Yep.
Big man, soft hands. Knew his body weight would take him over. All he had to do was clear up from where Huhard was coming on the defence. He would almost tackle him over the line. It's just all about making the balls in the breadbasket and the try would follow.
So the complexion of the game changes on this moment.
Yeah, it's wheeled that way and he's just caught it on the inside. He wanted to go higher. Always been good at charging things down, South African players, and whilst Schubert, when we're playing for Saracens, his rugby education came in South Africa. Brilliant soft hands at full speed. 6'5", get down low, pick it up. Great finish.
A better strike than previously, but not the accuracy. But the rot has been stopped thanks to Schubert. Springboks are getting quite a grip on this.
Yeah, well, it's up to you to resolve that, okay?
Yeah, just outside the 22, so they couldn't pass it back in, so they went to the scrum half to go long right down the channel. But the scrum had wheeled right into Schubert. Must have thought it was Christmas. Comes around the scrum, sees a scrum half. Wonderful finish.
And then has time to drive his way with the help of his pack past the 22, but then the knock on, and so the Springboks straighten and now look to advance on what was a very good half-time lead of 18-6.
Started well there, that restart, well taken by Van Heerden. In the first half, he dropped de Kock in it. On this time, he said, no, I'm going to take it up. Starts well. Big drive on Rousseau, gets a leg drag. What Diesel, number 6, watch his arm, looks his strength. Look at that physical upper body strength. Ball shifted away, and now it's advantage back on the Springbok side. Big man, this guy. I think he's going to go places. Played for the Sharks, I believe, and then for the emerging Springboks.
He had 2 goes at the Lions for those teams. Saul now on. Diesel will make quite an impression when he came on against Leicester for the Stuart Tracker side, as it's sometimes known. Sarries do well. Pump downfield. Pina sliding, and he's a pretty good runner, but Sarries were ready for him there. The penalty going South Africa's way.
Ruben Pienaar looked to run as Saul dived straight on it. Shame, Saul got a massive future, this kid. Massive future, Andy Saul. Genuine open side. By that I mean complete pain in the backside to play against, all over you, elbows, knees, great engine, young man, good hands, fearless, everything you want in a back row player. I think he's got a tremendous future.
And keeping an eye on him, no doubt, is Richard Hill at Saracens.
Oh, he's mentoring him, loves it, brought him up through the academy, spends a lot of time, 2 days, 3 days a week with him.
So nearly through, and Dungani. Good turnover and a chance to go now for Saracens. South Africa so nearly scored from almost this position in the first half, keeping the ball alive. South Africa scrambled back well to slow up the ball, make the tackles, and now Sarries forced to kick. Rose. Long. All the time in the world to thump that one upfield, and a very good touch find too.
Yeah, the kicking game on that occasion won by Saracens. A game they've won a lot at the start of this season. Glenn Jackson normally in the slot for the league games.
Carlos Nieto, 34 caps for Italy, and fancying a slice of this atmosphere and occasion.
And Andy Good coming on now. There's a real opportunity for this kid. He is not a million miles away from play. He's not even in the Saracens. Alex Good. Did I call him Andy? Well,
is that an insult?
Not at all. Andy Good on the bench for England this week. Top man.
Up it goes.
But
No charge down this time. Andy Good, of course, ex-Saracens. This is Alex Good in the back three, and another exciting player. You talk about Saul and Andy Good. Nice pick up there. And now you can see the gas that the Springboks do possess. Rose can't quite take that inside flick from Nokwe.
Good pace. He's hurt himself again as Nokwe. You travel at such speed, you get grounded like that.
Oh, nice pass for Saracens. And Penny making that tackle on number 22 on his back.
Hands out now, you're off your feet. You're off your feet now, let it come.
So Saracens feeling they're much better into this game with half an hour left to play. Battered in the first half. Up it goes. Tony Thakenbau slips his way past the first tackle, but oh no, Golgita then gets right hold of it. Better ball. And it's breaking up a little bit. Saracens lovely running from them. And now the trip. South Africa having to go all the way back, and brilliant awareness from Ruan Pienaar to thump it back upfield. Saracens looking good.
Brits won't kick it. No, absolutely. He knows only one way. Let's take the opposition on. Let's keep the ball in hand.
Flipped out. Good takes that nicely. Brilliant hands from Saracens. So lovely. Oh, that's quite wonderful. Penny, inside pass. Doesn't quite work. Granavu was there. Almost sensational.
Had to give it first time, Penny. Brilliant hands. Good. Great hands. Saw the two youngsters come on. Statement, pick me in one of your squads. Comes round, Alex Good, floated in, find himself, wants to play a lot of fly out, but doing such good things back at fullback. One-handed, takes short pass, simple things Vivian. Nice hands Retuvu, Saul invites him in, strength to go through, Penny, now give the ball inside, Retuvu scores under the post. Great piece of offloading here by the back row forward.
And pretty good from Hugh Vivian under pressure as well.
Really good set of hands, straight back into this game. That charge down from Ernst Joubert, that's out the back door. All started by Schalk Brits saying, you know what, we don't have to kick this, we can counter-attack. Draw the man pass, draw the man pass. Attack the inside shoulder, through the gap, suck the defenders in. Great hands, give that first time Rod Penny, and Retuvu scores. He knows he's made an error there as he looks up at a big screen and watches it. It'd been simple hands before that, it needed simple hands again.
Vivian involved, his wife Kate's just about to give birth, and he promises he'll be straight back if you're watching. Heavily involved, and he fancies 7 points behind. Job to do first before number 2 is born. South Africa with an unforced error. Now, the Saracens nearly getting over the try line. Just a moment earlier.
He's given a forward pass. Maybe he feels guilty about the try he gave in the first half. I don't think this was forward. But I stand to be corrected. Great line out, down to Strauss. Comes round the corner. There's the marking on the turf. No, that's fine. But it's a massive hit anyway. Just to make sure, well, if it wasn't given as a forward pass, I turned you over anyway.
Something on the training ground, maybe. Good scrum from Saracens. Ooh, really getting into the Springbok 8 there. Head down, driving forwards, nearly over. Sarries are applauding, they're cheering on and off the pitch.
Huge scrum from Nieto. Then they just go short to Barrett. Only one way he was going, Barrett. South African born, English qualified, smash. Been doing it all season, no doubt about it. Only one look needed. That's Diesel, that's Pienaar he's gone through and carried over. What a change in fortunes in this second half.
Ernst Dubert goes over in the second half. Now Barrett goes over. It's 16-18, easy conversion to come. The scores are going to be level. What a finish we've got now.
The power of Nieto, the platform that gave, just meant they're all sucked in. Huhard out, has to hit him, one has to go low. Oh, he goes straight through Pienaar and Huhard. Diesel can't quite get there. The conversion's banged over. They were dead and buried at half-time. 18 all.
18-6 South Africa winning after 40. Nieto's on, good scrum. Barrett head down. Look at the power of the man.
So often they might change the fly half. On that occasion, Huhard was defending on the inside. Pienaar, 9 and 10, a lightweight 9-10 combination. They told the fly half to get out the way. Leave it to me, Derek. I'm going over the top. I'm an inside centre. I shall score that.
There's Van Heerden taking another restart.
11.
What a special win it would be for him. World Cup winner with South Africa, now captain of Saracens, trying to unpick the spirit. Lovely tackle on Johnson there from Rob Penny, and
Can't win the squeeze ball, it must be presented.
it's going all Saracens' way at the moment.
Penny there makes up for his poor error down the right-hand side of the Rutuvu. Johnson steps in, great tackle, grounds the bigger man, and then Maurits Botha straight in over the top, wins the pen. Back for territory, here's the tackle, steps in, 22, technically superb. Much bigger man, you go low, ground the target, Botha in over the top. No other decision the referee could give. Amends almost made. Win one more penalties, back on level terms, Rob Penny.
But it's the ex-Stormer throwing in there.
It's over.
There's maybe just a whiff of vulnerability about the Springboks. They show how good they are, but Saracens now getting their game going.
Absolutely, Pot Gita's out of the game, Diesel's out of the game at the moment. The guys who are causing all the damage for the Springboks can't get their hands on the ball.
As if Scott Bricks and Saul and Nieto there, good men to have on the bench. The ball went backwards, it gets popped up, and still Ashley Johnson goes hunting. Long drop goal attempt. It's not going to get anywhere close.
It's a waste opportunity because in the end, Nokwe's put Rose under pressure because that was a really poor drop kick. Nokwe should have just banged it long. All the Saracens players were in front of Huhard. He bangs it long. There was no one covering deep. Don't faff around there, Nokwe. Trust your right boot. Poor option from Huhard there.
Yeah, he's gone for a couple of monsters, hasn't he? One from the tee, 2 long drop attempts. Lovely line out. Huhard, Barra, breaks down.
Barrett's a very powerful runner. He'll know he's got better hands than that. These are the chances. If he wants to push his way into England contention, those are the passes you've got to hit. 2 or 3 options outside him on his right hand, which is stronger hand. As it comes here, right, you've got to hit your man there. It's a poor dipping spiral. Alex Good hit a nice line. That's his weakness.
We've already seen his strength. Literally. Strauss full concentration to make sure there's a Springboks way, but oh no. Nice drive forward there, Maurice Gill. The Saracens are getting the ball and quite some momentum in this second half. 18 points apiece. Scout Briggs trying to thread the pass through, that double tackle. He's going for another one, you know, he's got all the time in the world, hasn't got the distance, so that's zip from 3.
The crowd not happy. Not happy at all. I know Bredan said this game's about winning, but come on, 50-yard drop goals, dominating possession, dominating territory at the moment. You've got power runners, right? Scout Briggs, Retuvu out there, Barrett's making ground. Keep the ball in hand. There's 25 minutes to go here. What are you going for 50-metre drop goals for? Just irritating.
Okay, point made. Tanny will run it if he gets a shot. As will Good. He can run, deciding to hit that one up this time. And the kick chase was good as well, so no chance for South Africa to counter initially. Another forward pass. The referee's very sharp on that tonight.
That was forward. Mbingani, he had a prop in front of him. I thought he could. I know the ball travels faster than the man, but on that occasion, he knew Nokwe was in front of him. Shift around him, around Rees-Gill.
Let's get out pitch side. Alex is with Brian Habana.
He is indeed. Thank you, Will. Brian, your 12-point half-time lead has evaporated. What's gone wrong?
Yeah, I think, you know, the Saracens have come out here to play rugby again, and you know, they're putting ball in the front foot, playing the right areas, and putting us under a lot of pressure on the defence and within the scrum. So, you know, we're going to have to sort of try to put it into second gear now for the last 15 minutes, and you know, hopefully we can start playing in Saracens territory again.
A lot of youngsters out there. Have you got the kind of experience in key positions to turn this around as the penalty goes to Saracens?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you got guys like Donner Rousseau, who's played over 45 tests for his country. And Ashley Johnson, who's a great youngster, has been leading all night. And then you got someone like Ruan Pino, who's been around for quite a while. So I think there's definitely enough leaders in the side. I think we're not playing territory where we want to be playing. So, you know, we haven't had an opportunity in Saracens 22 in the last 20 minutes. So I think that's where we're battling. But yeah, I think we're still positive. You know, there's still a bit of rugby left. So let's see how it turns out.
And obviously, you've been cleared today of an incident within the French game. Was something and nothing for you?
Yeah, no, I'm actually disappointed with the whole thing. You know, it really wasn't anything to go by, and you know, it was a waste of time, waste of money for the whole process. But you know, it was a process, and you had to go through it. Just happy I've been cleared of no wrongdoing. I don't think I'm the type of person to have done that, and looking forward to a great game against Italy in Udine this weekend.
Top man, Brian. We hope it goes well for you next weekend. Thanks for your time. Thanks a lot.
It's a quarter of the game left to play, and Saracens through the Springbok, Derek Huard, to take the lead. He has missed it, and that is a gilt-edged chance for the Premiership table toppers to get ahead. And if you're going to beat the world champions, you feel those are the sort of opportunities that have got to be taken every single time.
Absolutely. When you've got the South Africans under the cosh, you've got to make them score, because you know, even though there's a few second-string guys, there's enough quality within that team. They'll find some territory. Pino pinged you back with a brilliant kick. It's exactly what Brian Habana was just talking about. We've still got the experience out there to see us through. He mentioned this man. Acres of space in behind him. I felt Tanguy Thakenbauer was caught too flat. He had the numbers covering. Should have dropped. Don't give Pienaar options left or right, otherwise he will pin you back, and suddenly the pressure back on the Saracens.
And this still quite brilliant kick, wasn't it? Just 3 or 4 metres inside from the touchline, and now the Springbok forwards are getting hold of it and trying to turn the screw. 18 points each, and the Saracens boys had to weather a lot of pressure in the first half. Inside, nice little pop, brilliantly worked. Now the finish comes. Thank you very much, Nokwe.
Wonderful try. Watch that over and over again. They robbed the line out. This has all come disaster for Huard. Misses the kick. Then they give the chance in. Pienaar goes deep. They back the South African lineup. A lineup that has ruled the world for 3 years. They steal it. Up they go at the front. Make damage of it. Is it Hargreaves? Big turnover from Strauss. Ball comes back. Handling on the field. That's the pass that Hugo Monye saw. Lovely hands inside from Rose. Is it forward? Can't tell from that angle. Maybe an inch. But great hands from Undungani. Olivier lined up. Inside ball. It's beautiful interplay. Quick hands. The old hot potato at school. Under control. Get rid of it. Man in space. Shifted away. Chasing shadows. Saracens try.
Timing of the runners, the precision and execution was a joy to watch there. And now as Saracens, who had the chance just a moment ago to take the lead, look up, they'll see it's 18-23. And it's a 5-point deficit.
First time the Saracens defence has been passive. Here goes Undungani. You use it. Oh, it's a yard forward. It is a yard forward. But because it's such close quarter work, you can use the markings on the pitch. The cut grass, the way the lawnmower has gone from side to side. Brendan Venter, who's talking all about the win. That's 12 points. That's one converted try and one unconverted try that they will argue should never have been chalked up.
Alice Good has a think about things. And what a competitor. Did some pretty special things with London Irish. And now back in the Premiership for Saracens.
Steely-eyed midfield man. You always knew you needed an ice bath when you played against Venter.
Botha makes the tap back there. Decop. Beautiful take. Rose, and it was a good box kick as well from the Saracens number 9.
Pino always looks first, just outside him. Well, he wanted to go again. On that occasion, Huhard took the kick.
Good does well to mop up from the mistake from Hubert.
The argument, of course, Hugo Monye will be you must bring Ben Foden in. And you understand that for his counter-attacking brilliance, but Johnson's been wary of the mistakes he's made. If you want the best fullback in the Premiership at the moment, it is Alex Good.
The reason's obvious.
Lightweight player he may be, but solid under the high ball. That's not his on that occasion. Soft hands, doesn't often make errors, looks to counter-attack and runs a cracking outside arc from fullback. Always tends to beat the first man, deceptively quick, kicks off both feet. Absolutely no doubt this man will get 20-odd, 30-odd caps for England.
And just 21, played fly half against the Saints on Saturday. Now showing even play anywhere, and that looked all too easy for the Springboks. Little darting, sniping run from Wembley.
It's Barrett again running out. Pino did really well. He wanted one option, went to the other where there was space. De Jong straightens up. Fingernail tackle from the Saracens midfield. Barrett straight in over the top. He almost, well, he's not offside, but it comes in, fingers on. That's why he's made the tackler so he can compete. Look at that, he's on his feet. He's on his feet. He's now, it's just wonderful competition. Yeah, look, there's an argument to say that there's not a massive amount of rugby being played in the Guinness Premiership. But when you see these sorts of levels of competition on the floor, you understand that if you go, you better make sure you can go. Otherwise, you're just going to get turned over.
Better line up for Saracens and a chance for them to attack. And they attack up the middle, and for the 22, Johnson, the tackler, being barged backwards. But still, it's not being made easy. Illegally so now. Referee is going to have a word. Is it going to be more than just a penalty?
It seems to be a trend occurring at the moment that each time Blacks put a bit of pressure on, there's someone slowing it down or doing something silly, okay? Don't make me go in my pocket this late in the day. If you wish to have a chat with your team, I'll give you time. Do you want it? Okay, take your time now. Time is off.
So that seems pretty clear.
The key for Saracens on that occasion was if you go in numbers, you're not allowed to compete because there's a ruck formed. Even if you're the tackler, there's 3 or 4 guys from either side in there. The ref's always going to shout ruck, hands off. Once you feel you might be in the right early on that occasion, I think it's Daisel, the number 6. As it goes to deck now, you just can't play that on the floor. You cannot play that on the floor. There's too many bodies, and technically he may be in the right, but the problem is you're always going to get done by the referees there. Pile of bodies, hands involved, is going to ping you.
Three from 6. He needs to make that 4 from 7. He's got it.
When you're kicking badly, there's nothing like a kick in front of the post on the 22. Just get the confidence, get them back within 2 points. This game's going to the wire. The substitutes are coming on thick and fast for the South Africans. You just feel at the moment, whilst the Springboks are in front, the momentum is just shifting the Saracens' way.
Bear Bosman coming on now. Another Springbok. Looking to try and make sure that the game doesn't remain a 2-point ball game. South Africa couldn't quite get away from Leicester. Saracens right on their heels. Hayden hasn't managed to get hold of that one cleanly, and Brits picked it back. Was Barrett.
You almost felt Saracens, the restarts have not been great for them tonight. And on that occasion, again, the ball went loose, but this time they won the 50-50 ball on the deck. It's a very good kick indeed from Kevin Barrett. A sniffing world champion scout.
Look at the blue bull with the line out. Penny. Barrett having a look, and just the dink variety there, making it difficult for the Springbok. Vivian. Brits.
Brits again involved. Really has been a massive impact on this game.
Huard, and he puts that one across, but the Springboks were waiting for that one.
Huard's having a man. He's having an absolute shocker tonight against his countrymen. Trying too hard. Going for the miracle play.
Knock on. It's not going to work Sarah's way.
He's gone for the cross kick, hasn't he? But it's just far too deep. He's 25 yards from the intended target. The radar, never mind not working, it's just completely gone dead on him.
So 10 minutes left, 2 points the difference here at Wembley, and Saracens looking to record a very special win over the world champions. Up from Barrett.
Both teams at the moment, just suddenly, you've got to the 70-minute mark, it's a 2-point game, and suddenly they both got scared of winning, or put it the other way, they both got scared of losing. An exciting 25-minute period we've had in this second half. Suddenly both teams just beginning to kick it in that middle area of the field, waiting for the mistake.
Experienced players on both sides, Springboks on both sides, from Huard to Van Heerden and Rousseau for the Springboks. 21-23. And another drop goal attempt, which hasn't got anywhere close. It's 4 he's tried.
They'd be better off playing with 14 men at the moment. Is there anyone left on the bench, Brendan? Get your boots on, son. Your fly-half's having a mare.
Alex Goog can go to fly-half. Played fly-half last weekend. Quite a moment just to shift him up, to tell him to try and nick a win here.
Well, he'd absolutely played, go flat on the line, he'd use Barrett on the inside, he'd use Retuba on the outside. You know, Tanguy Thackenbauer now, Les Bredan must just wonder if he's playing a game of rugby tonight. He's got nowhere near him in the second half.
Over 46,000 people here to watch this. Oh, another charge down, and Sarries have reaped the rewards from that already. Rose. Here comes Goo. Went backwards.
Lift the pace, Kevin Barrett, Sevens player. Now on this occasion they're happy to take the territory, get within penalty range.
There's a good touch find there.
So much
how
better.
can Saracens stop him going for a drop goal?
Yeah, tell him, I've got an option, give me the ball, I'll go hard, I'll go straight, let's run our favourite move. Let's get Retuva into it. Saul's all over the shop. Van Heerden will give me some hard drive. Give me something. That's what he's saying, who hard, and they will give him something. He's just got to stop going to his trusted right boot.
Saracens looking to bring their game to Wembley again. Worcester in February, Quins in April. Inside, and there's Tanguy Thackenbauer. Joubert. And met with fire in the form of Rousseau. Advantage being played, so maybe Sarries can take 5 rather than a possible 3. He's going for another drop goal, and knows there's a penalty option. Has he got it? Yes, he has!
Always a class. They had the penalty in front of the sticks, so on that occasion, good option. Had the penalty, 4 and 7 were offside in the midfield. The referee had called it. Suddenly the pressure was off, because he knew he had time. He knew if he misses, he had the penalty in his back pocket. And I suppose law of averages, if you have 23, you're going to get 1.
But crucially, the score is 24-23. What a 5 minutes or so we have left. 1 point the difference, and as was the case Welford Road not long ago, can the Premiership side cling on to the lead in the last few minutes of this match? Just under 50,000 here to watch the world champions. Will they be upended by the team top of the Premiership, Saracens? The Springboks trying to get some momentum in their tour. It's been a tough one so far. Losing to Leicester, losing to France. Will they lose to Saracens? And of course they've got Italy on Saturday and then Ireland to finish. Ireland with the likes of O'Connell and O'Driscoll waiting to try and catch this Springbok side.
In the pocket on this occasion, it's a prop who's trying to hunt him down. The arm was out by the referee. He knew the penalty was there under the sticks. That's what it means to McCall and Venter.
Well, what a sigh of relief that must have come from that man at last.
Looking to the heavens, knowing he needed to come out with something. Needed to know he had to come back with something. He's been smashed, he's missed touch, he's missed drop goals, he's missed penalties. And yet the beauty of playing fly half, it gives you the opportunity, if your forwards get you in the game, that you know there'll always be another chance.
Springboks have been so phenomenally successful, Will. At the end of a long season, is this somewhat expected to try and keep the excellence going? Or is it a surprise to you?
No, this is the tricky bit at the end of the season. They are just struggling with everything there is to win this year.
Back with a pass out, and Saracens, referee goes back for the scrum to Saracens. Tanguy Thackenbauer enjoying getting his hands on the ball.
Here's the knockout. They realise the knock-on, sorry, by the South African. Big Hargreaves, ball goes back to Saul, who just wellies it, and the referee decides, you know what, with your scrum, with Nieto in there, you're better off having the scrum. And there's my boys, School of Hard Knocks boys, new season, early 2010, they'll be out in March. My boys, our coach was Scott Quinnell, look at him. Young man on the front was in hospital today with a bad neck. Look at him with his white scarf. Oi, you missed training this afternoon. It's the School of Hard Knocks, boys. We're trying to teach underprivileged and unemployed kids in the East End this year discipline, teamwork, respect, but more importantly, as you can see with those boys, they're having a lot of fun doing it.
Fantastic new series coming up in March 2010. Something to tune in for, Will?
Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely superb watching these boys grow from young boys into men.
And Saracens deciding to put boot to ball, and there's some space there. Tony Thackenbauer was screaming after this, and the Springboks are in significant bother, just happy to get the ball away. Chance to counter, did that go backwards? Saracens, just managing to find touch, and they might be a little bit pleased with that because Bredan was maybe looking to take one bounce and run it back at them.
The reason that all the South Africans were onside is there'd been a charge down from that clearing kick from his own line. As the ball came loose, great pick-up from Good. Great pick-up from Good, very composed. Gave the Saracens opportunities to take the territory back again. 3 minutes on the clock. Have the Springboks got the energy or the nous to go the length? Nervous Dickie Muir, de Villiers as always, not showing any emotion.
Nice line out. Springboks from deep, looking to try and get themselves in a position, any position to take any points at all. Shipping it on, good footwork there. Saracens making the tackles, they know they've got the meters. No danger at the moment, keeping their discipline, but this is the Springboks desperate for their first win of the tour. Trailing by just one, and Saracens get the penalty. Vivian raises his arms because he knows that not only is there a possible chance for 3, it's at least another minute on the clock.
Time out.
Absolutely, I think Huhard's down, injured, and that's why the South Africans were, the Saracens boys were asking the physio to get on straight away. Massive, massive breakdown penalty that they've won again there. Big charge from Maku. Huhard in with the tackle. Look at that, Reece Gill, look at him in the middle of that. The loose head prop who's been scrumming all night. Look at his head. Right in there, putting your head where you wouldn't put your shoe. Total commitment from the Saracens. On this occasion, Huhard knows, go to the corner, run the clock down. Hasn't got the legs to kick a 50-metre penalty at this stage. Put the pressure on one big line out from Saracens, and it would end up, I think, with them running out victorious, because it just doesn't look as though the Springboks can go the length.
So he's got a 100% record against touring sides. Samoa and Tonga beaten in the 90s. This is a club founded in 1876, and this has got to be one of the most historic matches. Will it be a historic win as well? Played in over 120 years of rugby, and they rumble forwards towards the world champions line. Barrett wanting the ball now, wanting protection.
And they'll just do that, they'll rumble close, little ruck. There's 3 or 4 forwards on the right-hand side. There's Brits, there's Nieto. Brits saying, get behind his sword.
Barrett quite happy to take his time to make sure his forwards are in the right place as the clock ticks on.
Big Boaters had a massive game in the second one. Rumbles it forward.
Less than a minute now. Barrett pops it out. Van Heerden head down. Simple rugby, effective rugby, and the clock ticks on. And the forwards just waiting, head down, and the Springboks looking to turn them over. Not this time.
Huhard's in the pocket looking for another drop goal. There's no need for a drop goal. The game is won. You keep hold of the ball. If you go for a drop goal, you hit the post, you miss, you give the ball back to the Springboks. Your forwards are doing well enough, rumbling on.
Just 20 seconds is all they've got left.
One more
All
run.
they need.
Just one more run.
He's going back for the drop goal, he wants it. And Barrett gives it to him. He's headed off, but he's headed off too early, has he?
Yeah, the referee should give this line out. The referee should give this line out.
Oh. He has timed it right. Saracens win. They knock over the world champions. What a phenomenal victory for Bredan and his men.